Hey everyone, it's Mike. Happy Easter, Good Friday. We're here on our annual tradition, and we have some guests today. Let's just bring on Johnny Metal here. And whoa, what's going on with Johnny Metal?
Well, I've been feeling this little bit of a scratchy throat, and I was like, I didn't want anybody to get sick through this thing.
Oh, I don't think it could work that way, Johnny Metal.
You don't think so?
I don't think so.
Oh, well, I guess I should. Then let me just get rid of this then.
Oh no! Oh no! Santa Clauser is gone.
Yes.
Is this an official reveal? Is this the official reveal? What we just saw?
I didn't tell. I did not talk about this on social media. No, I chose not to.
We have a lot of people here tonight. Chris Harris from the band April 16th, whose CD we will be taking a look at tonight. He's watching from the UK. And we have Christian Haynes saying hi to Johnny. We have Roger pulling our leg. And where's the lab coat? It's you know what? Okay, so maybe we'll start with this, okay? We'll start with this. Since Chris is in the house, we'll start with this. Earlier this week, I received a CD by April 16th called Epitaph. And I did an unboxing video on the channel here a couple days ago. And Chris really liked the video. He said that it gave him a vibe like I was a mad scientist conducting alchemy in my music den. And I said, hey, you know what? I'm going to lean into that, and I'm going to buy a freaking lab coat. So lab coats are $22, by the way, on Amazon. And I actually may go through with this and kind of lean into that as my image. But here is the sleeve for the CD. This is really good. I was just listening to this about an hour ago. And I would describe it as late 70s metal, maybe Nawabum, new wave of heavy metal.
Okay.
I got a very much like insofar as the riffs go. Insofar as the riffs go, I got very much like a Judas Priest kind of late 70s Judas Priest vibe. And as far as the vocals go, I got kind of a Diamond Head kind of vibe. So I highly recommend that viewers check out this band, April 16th.
April 16th.
I have not listened to the whole album yet, but of the songs that I've heard, Sleepwalking, track 5, Sleepwalking, is my favorite. It is outstanding.
Nice.
So Chris, thank you for sending me this CD, by the way. And I'm sure you guys know what to do. You guys know how to find this stuff. Do your Googling, use your fingers, look up April 16th Epitaph, give it a listen, see if you can get a copy from Chris. Okay. Really appreciate you tuning in tonight, by the way. And Roger as well. Really appreciate you tuning in. Oh, and here is Ashley, right on schedule. Here we go. Ashley Geisler in the house.
Good morning. How are you?
Doing great, my friend.
Doing
great.
Ash.
Thank you.
Oh,
we have more new viewers in the house. Thank you, John, for this. Okay? Yeah, we can hear you just fine. Thank you, John, for this. After this show, I am recording No Prayer for the Dying. We're recording tonight, so thank you for watching. Henry Wright saying hi to Ashley and John. Thank you guys for joining me, and thank you, Ashley, for waking up so early.
Yes.
What's Saturday like?
Well, I've only been awake for about 10 minutes, so I couldn't really tell you at this stage. It's still pretty dark outside. It's in fact 4:35 a.m.
Holy crap.
Goodness gracious. I was still asleep
thank
at 4:35 this morning.
I was not. I was up editing videos because I'm stupid
God.
like that. But 50 years of Iron Maiden, very proud of it. And thank you, John, again for watching.
Yeah.
So the idea
That's a
today is we
dedication.
were just sorry?
That's a dedication for me being on Grab a Stack of Rock. There you go.
Dude, thank you so much.
Yeah,
and
man.
I was hoping that you'd have some mail by now, but I'm assuming that you don't.
No,
Okay.
nothing yet.
Okay, so here's the plan. Here's the plan, guys. We've been doing this every Easter at 3 p.m. for the last 3 years. We're going to talk good times. I'm going to show off 3 stacks in total of new rock that just arrived. So I'm going to go around 3 times. Johnny Metal and Ash, I assume you guys have some new rock you want to show.
Yeah.
If you guys want to start, I am waiting to see. I think Dan from Off the Charts is here. Dan, can you confirm that you are still watching? Because if you are watching, we're going to start with a brand new unboxing from Dan from Off the Charts. So Dan, please check in. While we wait for Dan to check in Easter spirit, I have assembled a little slideshow. And this is just a really quick slideshow here of Easter memories, because music and Easter goes back way back for me, all the way back to 1986. And for whatever reason, ever since then, my mom's always taken Easter really seriously. And she usually gave me like a new album every year for Easter. So in the spirit of Easter and music, and while we wait for Dan to check in, here's some Easter memories. All right, Dan, you ready? Dan sent. Oh, I just flashed my address for those of you who want to stalk me. Dan sent me this. Very kind. I don't know exactly. Well, I do know exactly what's in here, but let's pretend that I don't. Dan from Off the Charts, great channel on YouTube. Give him a like, give him a subscribe, as well as Ash and John. Johnny is from My Music Corner, and Ash's concerts and. Can you say the name?
Room.
There you go. You're seeing him. You're seeing him in the room right now. And we have, oh, wow. That's nice. Of course, we knew it was going to be vinyl by the size, right? But he sent me, which I did not have, special edition single, Tesla. All About Love, electric, acoustic, alive, and hybrid versions. This is from 2024. Oh, cool. So I missed this one completely. 6 tracks altogether: electric mix, From the Heart, acoustic mix, live mix, Walk Away, and hybrid mix. Wow. Thank you, Dan. Thank you so much. Oh, wow. It's always nice to have new music at Easter time to listen to, long weekend, but there's more. There's more, guys. There's more. Okay, I think I got everything here. There are 2 stickers. Dead Culture Society. Now, spoiler alert, I've been told that this is Dan's own band. And I don't know if this is the full discography or not, but check it out. Let's get them all right side up first, though. Wow. 3 CDs. Dead Culture Society. We have Dark Days of Delusion. We have Self-Titled and Life Dies Before Us. So this is very bright Easter themed music, as you can tell by the cover art and the titles here. Oh man. So I guess, it's always fun when a friend sends their own music. And Johnny Clouser, in a previous week, we took a look at your album too, but you always want to review it and kind of share your thoughts. So I may be tempted to do that. Yeah, they want to send me gifts, ordering a pizza. That's sweet. And we Uncle Meat in the house. Happy Easter. Uncle Meat joined us last year for the Easter show, actually. And Christian, Easter is his favorite holiday. Awesome. Rock and roll.
There you go.
Okay. And thank you, Dan, for the full discography. Wow. Dead Culture Society. Dan is from almost near the capital of Canada, Ottawa, Ontario, Ottawa. Thank you. Thank you so much. All right. Well, that was my round one. Ash, what do you want to show us for your latest music that you've acquired?
Okie dokie. Yeah, I can do that. Okay. First up, I'm going to go to, let me get all my little props here, all ready to go. I'm going to go, let's see, hang on a sec, bear with me guys. I'm still half asleep. Okay, I'm going to go to Melbourne, Australia for a bit of crossover, death metal, call it what you want. And we're going to have, first thing we're going to have a bit of Pizza Death. You can see that all right?
There we go. Pizza.
Okay.
Pizza Death?
Pizza Death.
That's what happens when you put pineapple on pizza.
There you go, Roger.
And this album's called Reign of the Antichrist.
That's Easter.
Yes, indeed. Now, hopefully, guys, I'll be seeing them next week because they're coming up to the country part of South Australia, probably about 90 kilometres from where I actually live. So, fingers crossed, because I'm due to start a new employment job next week. So, if they don't need me, I'll be certainly going over to check them out. And on site and on the track CDs, we've got stuff like we've got Pepper Babies, we've got Consumed by Mushrooms, we've got a bit of Napalm Cheese, and Cabros and Conception. And if you like SOD with a bit of DRI and a bit of Accused and all that crossover type of hardcore stuff, then I highly recommend Pizza Death from Melbourne, Australia. And when I got the CD, they also gave me a patch. You can see that.
Let's zoom in.
Bit of a patch.
That's cool. That came with the CD?
Yes. Yes. Cool. I also got some little stickers as well with the CD. Little pizza stickers. I don't know if you can really see these or not. I've got about 6 of them.
Your videos. Okay, there we go. They're kind of like postage stamps.
Yeah, kind of thing. Yeah, with all different expressions and slices of stuff on there. And to top it off, why not give yourself a Domino's pizza voucher? Where you can order yourself some pizzas as well.
Well, I don't know about Australia, but I'll tell you, Domino's pizza is terrible in Canada. Like, I can't even.
Oh, yeah. They're not much different here either. Yes, I agree, actually.
So, Ashley.
So that's a bit of a good one to start off the show with. A bit of pizza Ashley, and Reign of the Antichrist.
I don't know.
Highly recommend it. If you like some crossover stuff, check that out.
I don't know if you can see the comments or not, but you've made a fan out of Roger. He's getting this album. He is absolutely on board. So you've already made a fan, and we have consensus on Domino's Pizza being pretty terrible.
Yes, no, I'm not a fan of them either. The guys are on Bandcamp if you want to check them out, or if not, go to their website.
Right on. Oh, and Kevin Gartland, Domino's Pizza's horrible in the U.S. as well. So basically, we have all the hemispheres covered. We're good. We have consensus.
I have a really disgusting Domino story, but I'm not sharing it. So
We'll save that for our food episode, perhaps.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Domino's is fine
the
here.
best,
It's on-
unfortunately.
And Pizza Death is on Spotify. So there you go. If you want to check out
Yes.
Pizza Death.
Yes, it is. Yes.
Excellent.
Okay. Okay, number 2, we're going to go to Sydney, Australia. And we're going to have a little bit of pop punk here. And this is a band called So-So.
So-So.
So-So. Yes, So-So indeed. And as you can see, it's all autographed on the front there
Well, that's cool.
as well. And basically, if you like Blink 182 and all that type of pop punk group that's out today, you will like So-So. It's only a 6-track CD. And we've got track like we've got the Henry Lawson Jive, Skywater, Waste of Time, The Great Escape, Yeah, Nah, and Shit Love Story. And I saw these probably a couple of years ago at a festival they played up here in the Barossa Valley, here in South Australia. And they were the last band on, and they are really good. Really good. So this is a little independent album you can get. You can pick this up on YouTube. You can pick it on YouTube. You can pick this up on Facebook for the guys. And if you buy this over there, you just pay for your postage and you get the CD as a free. So maybe about $8 to $10 and get yourself one of these. And when you get that, and when you buy these guys, you also get with it, you get yourself a little stubby holder as well. Put that up there. You put your cold drinks and cans in there, if you can see that, people.
I can see that. Yep.
See that?
Up here in
And,
Canada, we
and
call
you'll
that a can koozie.
Yes. Yes, you do. Yes. And you can even get a sticker as well.
That's cool.
So yeah, some little cheap, some good Australian acts there. And that'll do me for round 1, guys.
Okay.
Get my
Johnny
mojo.
Metal, you're up
Yeah.
next.
All right. Well, since your usual co-host for this thing couldn't be on, I thought I'd at least give, a little shout out to Jex. Why not? So,
Okay, you know what? I'm going to take a picture of the screen. Hold that up again. I'm going to send this to Jex on Instagram right now. There we go. Perfect. Thank you.
Wow.
Sending to Jex.
all right. So let's see. Where do I want to start? I don't know if I shared this on a show or not, but I did share on a show where I talked about a band called Air Force that was in the Iron Maiden family tree.
Yes. With I think it had Den Wilcock on it or somebody like that, or Paul Mario Day.
No, it's got it's Doug Sampson on drums, but it also
right, that was
features. But it also features Dave Sullivan, one of the original guitar players, playing on a cover of Strange World. So, we got, this is a pretty cool CD. You could definitely hear the Iron Maiden. I kind of got this little bundle, so you also get these little patches.
I like those.
There's a little shirt. Toss that over there, and somewhere I have a vinyl copy. I just don't know where it disappeared to off the top of my head, but I have it in this mess here somewhere. So there is that. Then I kind of did this other little bundle thing. And I went with this, and I got it from this band called Electric Temple. Now you're probably thinking, who's Electric Temple? Well, the bass player.
Who's Electric Temple?
The bass player is a guy named Mike Duda. And he, right now
Wasp.
he's been playing for Wasp for like the last
Wasp.
almost 30 years. So, for all those people who just want to say that Wasp is just Chris Holmes, well, guess what, folks? Chris hasn't been in the band for about 25, 30 years. So stop it. This was like a cool little fun bundle. You get this cassette here, but it's it's one of these. Let's see if I can undo this. Somewhere you can undo this. I just don't know how. Oh yeah, there you go. The little cassette USB things.
I've never seen that.
Yeah, I never
That's
knew
cool.
never knew it existed. So I guess I could plug that into my guitar or my car or my computer, and I could play it like a cassette. No, not that Mike did. This also came with a signed print, although Mike's signature is not on this one. But there's also like a nice vinyl print here that I don't want to try to roll up. Also a vinyl version as well. Really good version. It doesn't sound like Wasp. There's also, but it does have a really cool sound. I think when I heard it on Spotify, I was like, yeah, I got to get that. So yeah, definitely a good thing to check out. I mean, how about just a nice picture of Doro from her Patreon site? Why not? I just had that on my
She's
thing.
so cool. She's so cool.
Where you can get those Jeff the Jex things shirts. Come on, get your Johnny Metal stickers, get your Johnny Metal t-shirts, grab a stack of Rock t-shirts, Metal Roger t-shirts. Who am I missing? That you personally have, right?
On TeePublic, which is what you're talking about, you can get Tim's Vinyl Confessions. You can get the Contrarians. You can get Visions and Sound, Off the Charts, myself, and Too Loud to Old Music. Am I missing anyone? Tim's Vinyl Confessions? Yeah.
I think that's about it. It on that department. But anyway, I always got to plug, want to plug all that stuff because there's a lot of great stuff there. So take advantage of them. My quick little round of CDs, I'm going to kind of break into that little Bandcamp thing too. And I'm going to show off this thing here called Sonic Elements. The 50th anniversary celebration of Genesis's The Lamb Lies Down on Broadway. Now, what is it? You may ask. So this was produced by a guy named Dave Kersner. And he has a band that he does called Sonic Elements, and came with a signed print as well. Billy Sherwood of Now of Yes is also featured on this thing. There's also a fellow by the name of Francis Dunnery who who sings on this. Essentially, this is it's basically the entire Lamb Lies Down on Broadway album, but in a way, it's kind of almost presented like a stage musical in a way. So it's very faithful to the original sound. There's just a few nice little elements that they throw in there that I think is, when I listened through it, I was, man, this is really, really cool. Don't know if how much you can still get physical copies, but you can definitely go to Bandcamp. What is it? Bandcamp, sonicelements.bandcamp.com. And you can check out whatever they have merch wise. One last Bandcamp thing I'm going to throw up here. This fella named Chris Taylor that I've talked a lot about I did a show on a band called Love Coma, and he was the leader and singer of that. Guy's got a prolific catalog of music to check out. He has a very cool Bandcamp and Patreon site. He's got a very eclectic type of sound. He's got all kinds of different influences: Bob Dylan, Beatles, Cars, probably maybe the Cults, Waterboys, the 77s. There's probably a bunch of others that I'm missing, but I really like Chris. He's a good guy, great artist too. He's a fun artist as well. So anytime I can promote him, I will gladly do so. So that'll be my next round will be like the Record Store Day stuff and things of that nature. We'll let you go with the next round.
Okay. Well, I've got 2 rounds to go, and I'm going to break it down like this. The first round is going to be stuff that I showed off earlier this week in my unboxing video, but we're going to talk about it in more depth with the music, so I have more time to listen. And then my last round is going to be a wicked awesome score that's sitting on those shelves over there, and you guys are not going to believe your eyes when you see these. So we're going to start with Blotto. As you guys know, Blotto have recently been very kind to me. Awesome band from Albany, New York, and they just recently released they had a premiere last for Saturday, the 12th of April. They had a premiere for their movie, Hello, My Name is Blotto, the movie, the documentary. And I've been in touch with the guys ever since. And Bowtie Blotto, the guitar player, sent me this mint condition, sealed Video 45 VHS tape for Metalhead. So
Nice.
it's funny because in an email he said to me, he goes, Mike, do you still have a VCR? And I'm like, yeah, dude, I've got 3 VCRs. And he's like, okay, I'm going to send you a copy of the video. And I'm like, cool. And then it came and it was factory sealed. Like, there you go. Okay. This is in beautiful condition.
That's awesome.
So I posed the question to the two of you. Would you open it?
Is it available anywhere else?
No. This is from 19. It doesn't say on the back. I'm going to guess like 1984, maybe. So this is 40 years old, at least. This is over 40 years old. Factory sealed. I would not open this.
I wouldn't either because I don't have a way of playing it.
The only reason to open it would to see what the label on the tape looked like and to, take pictures of the tape and post them on Instagram. But let's just take a look at the box here. So we have the Blotto logo, the drum in the bottom corner, VHS tape, 12 minutes, VHS stereo, mono compatible. Back then, most VCRs that you could buy for household use were mono. Only high-end ones were stereo. We got our first stereo VCR in 1990. On the back, we have 3 music videos: Metalhead, I Quit, and I Want to Be a Lifeguard. There's a picture of Sarge Blotto. Oh, they're the years. So this would have come out 83, 84 based on those years on the back, I think. All songs written by Broadway Blotto. And then you have the production credits. Special thanks to Spine Tingling Productions, Albany, New York, under license from Blotto Records. These guys are so kind. I did this interview with them 2 months ago, and they have been in touch ever since. And they're just the coolest guys. And I can't say enough good stuff about Blotto. So thank you. Now,
I've never heard Blotto before.
Okay, well, just briefly, I would call them a rock band, but they are a rock band with a comedic twist and unafraid to explore like every genre of rock, from like disco to heavy metal and everything in between. Cool. Open it. No offense. It ain't gonna. It's not the point. It's just to have it factory sealed. It's not for value. I don't want to be the one to break. What did Nigel Tufnell say about that guitar?
Don't even look at it.
It can't be played. Henry, I'm curious if you would open it. Give me an answer on that. Now, we talked about autographs, and we had Marco Doria here, and the other thing I want to show off is this beautiful, fully autographed Mystique Rock and Roll Party Tonight EP. This is a brand new EP of 3 previously unreleased tracks, plus Rock and Roll Party Tonight, which was on the Black Rider CD. Now, Johnny Metal, I'm assuming you have seen the Mystique movie. Actually, I don't think you probably have.
Me and Music Nut did a show on that, actually.
Okay. So, Mystique, Marco Doria's uncle Ray, had this band in Canada in the early 80s. They were considered pioneers of like heavy metal and progressive metal. And then they kind of inched closer to a hard rocking sound towards the end of the 80s, but they never released an album that they recorded in 1989. It was never released. This EP has some of the 1989 songs. Most of them are lost, completely lost. These have all been remixed. I believe the drummer, JD, I believe he did the remixes himself. I'm not certain. I know he was involved with the production of this. I would describe, I was expecting more hard rock, like Poison kind of hard rock, like the title track, but it's not. It's more metally. It's more maybe like a Dokken kind of grade of metal, if you wanted to compare. My favorite track would be Let Me Loose in the Night. Let me loose in the night. I didn't do justice to it there. Signed by all 4 members. Marco was so kind. I want to show you what he did here. I did not know this, but there were only 12 signed copies. 12. Here's the certificate of authenticity signed by Marco. Guess who got copy number 1? Marco.
I would hope so.
He personally got this signed by all 4 members. And not only that, but this certificate has photos of all 4 members signing my copy, not just signing a copy, signing my copy. So
Nice.
Doesn't that just give it just a little bit more oomph, a little bit, something just a little bit more special about it? Marco has been such a great supporter for like the 3 or 4 years that I've known him. And I love the guy. And I thank you so much for treating me so well, Marco. You can see Marco on the Contrarians soon, I hope. Roger's being a jerk here. What is a VCR? I'm not 60. Meat? No. Oh, geez. Look at this. That was me in the Easter video. Oh, no, sitting next to him. That was my Uncle Paul, my late Uncle Paul. My beloved Uncle Paul. That was who that was. Okay, next. As you guys know, The Darkness just put a brand new album. It is called Dreams on Toast. Now, I don't always like Darkness album titles. I thought Easter is Canceled was a dumb album title. This is the Christmas edition of Dreams on Toast, which is why they're dressed in red and green. I just got this on vinyl, and wait till you see this beauty. It's clear splatter. This is gorgeous. Look at that. Isn't that stunning?
Excellent.
Now, Matt Phillips was telling me there are like 5 different splatter designs to collect, but this album has so many variants, and I've got 6. Now, as far as the album goes, my preliminary findings from playing it all week is that this is my favorite album since Last of Our Kind, which was in, I'm not sure, 2014-ish. That title is dumb. Thanks, Uncle Meat. I think this is the best album they've done since Last of Our Kind. The opening track, Rock and Roll Party Cowboy, is so cool. It's got this awesome, just classic Darkness riff. Hot on My Tail is an acoustic ballad about gas, having gas. Get it? Hot on My Tail. Yet it's beautiful. It's beautiful. There's like 3 acoustic songs on this. The album closing track is called Weekend in Rome, and it's a really lovely acoustic track. Weekend in Rome. But if you buy the downloaded version, you get 8 additional demos, including a demo version of Weekend in Rome when it was called Ghost with Big Tits. Ghost with Big Tits. And I prefer the Ghost with Big Tits version. This is a great album. I quite like it. It's got some really good classic Darkness sounding rockers. Dan seems to agree with me on this, and he also said that it is their best album since Last of Our Kind. But there are so many variants. As I mentioned, there's many different variants. Cassette, CD. Where did I put all my different CD variants? Here they are. No, they're not. Crap. Okay, we'll come back to this. We'll circle back. The point is that
The curse is real, folks.
Oh, shit, they're right in front of me. The live edition. I don't know how many of these were made. I think it sold out very quickly. The live edition. This one has 6 additional live tracks, all new ones from the new album. There's the CD itself. Get this on their website if it's still there. This one is definitely sold out. The solo editions, the wallet editions, one for each member.
Wow.
So there's Rufus Tiger Taylor, son of Roger of Queen, you know, Justin Hawkins, Frankie Poulain, and Dan Hawkins, who I believe just had a birthday recently. So what's up with these? Why 4? These bastards put one solo bonus track on each one of these CDs. When I say solo, I should say lead vocal by that member. So that means, yes, you get Dan Hawkins. He's done lead vocals with The Darkness before, but you get Dan on this version singing a bonus track called Au Revoir, My Friend. and it's really a sad song. It sounds like it's about a person, but I've read that it's about a dog, and it's basically, you know, about having to say goodbye when it's the end, right? And it's very touching, very emotional. The Frankie Poulain version has a very funny Celtic song called Peppermint and Chamomile, and it's about how after all the tummy troubles that he's had after, you know, partying too hard, all he can drink now is peppermint and chamomile. And I love it. I love that Celtic sound. I love their brand of comedy in rock. Justin Hawkins, The Wishing Well, to me, the impression that I got was it was very much like a darkness kind of song. Oh, hold on. He's My Son. Are you talking about the Dan Hawkins song? And Jax could not be here today, I'm sorry to say. He's heading off to Bathurst today. Finally, we have the Rufus Taylor. My Only is the bonus track, and it's kind of like a Tom Jones kind of tune, is what I would describe it as. My tongue is twisted. I'm done. That's my round. All right, let's just make sure that we can catch up with all of the comments here. Yeah, I know he was pulling my leg, Henry. I realize that, but my irritation is genuine, even though I realize he was pulling my leg. Roger picks on my age quite a lot. Send me a few bucks and I'll see what rare Metallica vinyl they have at the store. No, I have, dude, when you see what's coming, you'll understand. I have no money, but and yeah, okay, so Dan was agreeing with me about the Darkness album. Yeah, I would agree with that, and I would also say that's kind of the vibe on the first two Darkness albums, which it really brings me back to the first two. Okay, that's me. Ashley, your turn for round 2.
Okay. This time we'll go to Canberra, Australia. And as you guys remember, last time on the show, I talked about a band called the VBs. And their CD I had called Crack Us Another. When I bought the CD, the guys gave me a copy of this band here. This band's called Half Mongrel, and their album's called Capital Punishment. And this is a bit of a punk album. Sort of got like a little bit of Suicidal Tendencies vein in it as well. And it's come out in 1999, something I didn't know. I never even heard of the band before until I got this. And it's got some, let's have a look at the CDs on the back. It's got tracks like Going, Going, Gone, Later, Stress, Complete Waste, Close Up there. My favorite, Headlight Shine. And yeah, basically a good, honest punk album. And
I like the kind of peace sign.
Got a Suicidal Tendencies feel about them, and a lot of these guys in the end moved up to Queensland and joined the band the VBs. So this came out in '99, and you can get copies of it, I think, on Discogs as well. If not, message the guys from the VBs, and they certainly could rack you up with one. Or actually, check them out on Bandcamp. Actually, there's another plug for you. And as I said, I got this as a bonus when I bought their album before. So yeah. Not too bad of an album, and that's Half Mongrel with Capital Punishment. My other new release we're going to go to Melbourne, and this is Mannequin Death Squad with Eat, Hate, Regurgitate. And this is a 5-track EP from them, and if you guys don't know, this band is a 2-piece band. They've got drums and bass guitar. And what they basically do, and they sound fantastic, guys. Again, I saw these guys a couple of years ago up in the Barossa Valley. They actually played last night, and I was going to go, but unfortunately, due to get up on the show, I couldn't make it. Otherwise, I've only had about 2 hours sleep, but nevertheless. And as I said, yeah, they're a 2-piece band, a bassist and a drummer. And
Eat, Hate, Regurgitate?
She'll hop on the drums and he'll go on the vocals. I had all the names written down, but unfortunately, guys, I've written it all there. You got Lana Vensky and Daniel Korn. And this is, as I said, this came out about 2018. We got Kim, Sick, Sky, Van Gogh, and Down. This is just a little EP of theirs. I've got other stuff of theirs as well, which I'll show off in another show. But please, guys, this band are excellent. So do yourself a favour, guys, and check out Mannequin Death Squad. They've been over to Europe before. Not sure about Canada and the US, but definitely a band with a different approach and certainly a different sound. And they look great. They're great on stage. Great live. So please, yeah, check them out. Mannequin Death Squad.
Very
And
cool.
my last new release is a band from Italy, and this is Half Lives with their EP Empty Rooms. And I've got autographed
Signed
on there. Signed as well. This come out in 2023. And again, this is another Facebook book one I've got. Excuse me. And this is very good. Got a bit of a Cranberries feel to it as well, with a bit of Avril Lavigne in it as well. If you like that type of pop punk sound, with a bit of alternative mix as well. And we've got tracks on here like Lone Wolf, Burn, Mayday, Echoes, The Sickness, which is my personal favourite, Half Alive, Empty Room, and Collide. And I don't think you can buy this in the shops. I'm pretty sure it's only a band-only release. And they're on Bandcamp as well. They're also on Facebook. And so they do little deals with the band all the time where you can get special deals like shirts and concert tickets where you can get them cheap if you join up by their Facebook page. But no, they're quite a good band. They're from Italy, and that's Half Lives with their EP Empty Room.
Cool.
Please check it out.
And actually, congratulations on picking a band that's not from Australia that time.
Sorry, what was that again?
I said congratulations on not picking a band from Australia on that time.
No, I've done all my Australian new releases. That's it. That's all I've got for this stage.
Okay.
Okay. Is it me or you
Awesome.
guys keep breaking up? It's very hard to hear.
I'm not sure. For me, you're kind of choppy. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Johnny's agreeing. Okay, so I think
Yeah.
it's on your side, but we can still hear you. It's just the video's a little choppy.
Yep. Yep. All good. All good.
All right.
Okay.
So,
So another one, or you want to go around again?
Okay, so I have one more round. Johnny, you have one more round, and Ash has one more round.
Well, let's see. I had two rounds because I've only gone the once, but yeah.
Oh, yes. Sorry. Okay, so yeah, let's go to Johnny, and then we'll come back for one more round to Ash.
All right.
That's after
All right.
Yeah.
So I found the Electric Temple and the Air Force. There's the Air Force. That was the vinyl I was looking for, and then the Electric Temple. So yeah, I wanted to show that because it was in my next little stack here. So, so an artist that I've been kind of encouraged to explore a little bit more because, for God's sakes, the guy's a chameleon. You know, he just never seemed to stick with one particular style. He was always constantly changing, and I'm discovering as I'm getting older, I think I would much rather listen to artists that do that, because I think, as John and I learned with the Accept series, when it starts getting to be about the same for a bunch of albums, it really starts getting kind of wearing on the senses. So when I thought, I'm going to explore somebody that I've known of for eons and eons and eons, but I've not listened to anything new since maybe the early 80s, when this guy had his big, maybe like one of his big renaissance in music. And I'm talking about David Bowie. I really haven't listened to anything out of Bowie since about the Let's Dance. So this was a Record Store Day thing. This was called Ready, Set, Go. And there you go. There's that. So this was live Riverside Studios in 2003. And I think the story behind this was, it was a, I'll keep showing it off. This was a first time a show was live simulcasted. and so it was a much longer show. But what this album is it's David Bowie's reality album in its entirety, and then there's like 3 tracks. There's 2 from his album Heathen, and one other song from an album that is the title is escaping me. But so I decided to pick that up, and it's actually very, very good. I really enjoyed the album. I thought it was really good. But while I was there at my record store, I thought I'd pick up some older Bowie with some Diamond Dogs, little Scary Monsters, and a little Hunky Dory. So I'm trying to kind of, and I have also picked up an album called Earthling, which I also found was really good, a little bit more industrial, but yeah, I just want to explore something different, kind of open up the horizon a little bit, and then of course I get Black Sabbath's Eternal Idol, so I'm sticking with the metal too. But yeah, this was a special record store day thing. This also was a record store day thing. Live at the Rainbow in London, England, from Yes. Now this would be during the Yes Songs era of recording. So so basically that tour area. Now, why would I? Of course, I'm a Yes fan from mostly the 70s stuff. After about Drama and that's kind of where I kind of trail off. I've tried to listen to some of their recent stuff and I just can't do it. But yes, this live album does have Gail Ann Dorsey on bass, by the way, I think. But this was a record store day release, not a bootleg.
You know what, Johnny, though?
Yes.
The design of the cover really looks like one of those early 70s bootlegs when they would print them in monochrome colors. And I think it's definitely, to Ashley's credit, I think it's definitely an homage to that style.
Correct. Okay. My bad. I thought I was still talking about Bowie, but no. Yeah, no, the big thing about this was, I turned 3 on this day. So of course I was like, I gotta get that. I was like, why not get something Yes related off that they did on my birthday. Let's see. I'm also quite the Raven fan. Now they didn't do anything for Record Store Day, but there was an album I've been wanting to track down by them, and that basically would complete my studio collection by the band. So I finally found a copy of their Walk Through Fire album that came out about 2009, 2010 ish. And this was after a long little hiatus, but this was like the last studio album I needed to get on vinyl, and so I finally had to break down and get that. I had to get it from a guy from Norway, so I wanted to see what else he had, and he had a Break the Chain 7-inch, the old classic song by them from the All for One album called Break the Chain. Great track. It's got a B-side of a song called the Ballad of Marshall Stack. So I haven't had a chance to listen to that just yet.
Johnny, that sleeve looks mint.
This?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look how clean that is.
Other than the top corner, you can see where there was like a sticker there at one time. But yeah, for the most part, this guy took pretty good care of this album sleeve. So thank you to the guy who I bought that from. And you guys were talking about Rose Tattoo. So this is for Peter and Ashley. This is for you too, because you're down there from down under. How about Angry Anderson's solo album he did called Blood from Stone? So wow. I haven't had a chance to listen to this. Peter Kerr says this is kind of a little bit more melodic hard rock than the Rose Tattoo stuff, but I'm looking forward to checking this out because I wanted to make the purchase a little bit more worthwhile instead of just one album. And so my last record store day thing for this round is this little thing here. Everybody goes to Milo's. Now Milo's is a hamburger chain here in the South, mostly Alabama. And what this was a record store exclusive to the store I go to, it's their original jingle. Everybody goes to Milo's, and then six local Birmingham, Alabama bands take the song and they cover it in their own kind of style. So you got one band that I know is like a kind of a jazz style band with a trombone leader. That you have straight up rock. You've got maybe some electronic sounds. So I haven't had a chance to listen to it yet, but that should be kind of fun. And yeah, there you go. So I will end that round with that.
Okay, so just quickly, Johnny, you need this album called David Bowie Live in Santa Monica 72, a song called Width of a Circle is So Killer Live, and we also have Consensus from Henry Wright. So
Okay.
apparently that's something you need. Okay, so I just want to shake things up just a second here because I kind of want to go last for my big reveal. So we're going to circle back to Ash. But before we do that, I just want to take a quick 45-second break. I know we have people watching that have been enjoying 50 Years of Iron Maiden. And I'm happy to say that I am recording an episode tonight with Harrison Kopp and Reed Little. I know Johnny Metal, you know Reed. Yep. And this is just a teaser of what I am up to on my Good Friday night. So for those of you who've been enjoying 50 Years of Iron Maiden, here's what I'm up to tonight. So that'll be an interesting one to do because this is the first time that we're kind of like getting cracks in the Iron Maiden armor. But before we throw it back to Ash, I'll just show off for the very first time on Grab a Stack of Rock my 7-inch single for Bring Your Daughter to the Slaughter. And those have etched autographs in it. This is actually Iron Maiden's Christmas single. These are Christmas messages. Happy New Year. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, says Steve Harris. Have a great ode. Happy New What's It? Ta, says Nico. Like that's hilarious to me. 2 songs on the A side, which are Bring Your Daughter to the Slaughter and I'm a Mover, which is a free cover. So I've been doing my listening. I've been doing my prep work. And tonight we are recording No Prayer for the Dying with Mr. Reed Little, who I have worked with before on Grab a Stack of Rock and is also Rock Daydream Nation. And I just want to point out that when I bought this in the mid to late 90s, it was $10. I don't know what it goes for on Discogs. Maybe somebody can take a look while we talk, but I'm going to throw it back to Ash and then we're going to go back to Johnny and I'm going to finish off with the grand finale. Go ahead, Ash.
Okay. My second and last round. These are little collection toppers that I've picked up along the way. Albums that I've never had in my collection before. And as you guys know, I went up to Cairns at the top end of Queensland probably about a couple of months ago. And I was walking in about and I picked up myself. I never had this actually on my collection before. And that's a bit of Supertramp Crime of the Century. You guys can see that.
Nice. Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah. Never
Why
had
not?
this album before. And I only ever listened to it on cassette many moons ago. And it was a shitty cassette, I must admit, very poor quality. I don't know if someone recorded it or what, but it wasn't the best. But yeah, this album's really good. I was actually quite surprised because Supertramp's not really a band that I go to very often. I've only got Breakfast in America. That's the only album of theirs I've owned. And
Nice.
I love the song Bloody Well Right. Every time they play that a lot here on FM radio, and that is an absolute classic. I mean, I also play Dreamer, which I think's been played to death. Every time you hear it on classic, that's the only song they play. But Bloody Well Right, that's a great track. Also, good song to hear too is Ruby, which goes for about 7 minutes. This album's very proggy.
Yes.
What Supertramp were renowned for. And yeah, I was actually quite surprised of how good of an album this really is. I mean, got tracks like School, Bloody Well Right, Hide in Your Shell, Asylum, Dreamer, Ruby, if everyone was listening, and the last track, Crime of the Century. But yeah, now I know what everyone raves about this album for because it is very good. Very good indeed. So
it's a
that is a great-
it's a top 10 to top 15 one for me. I love that album from beginning to end. Perfect album.
Really good. I was very impressed actually. As I said, I'm not the biggest Supertramp fan at all. I've only got, as I said, I've only got Breakfast in America because of the Logical song, and I can't think of the other song off the single off that as well. Oh, it's too early in the morning, guys, for my brain to work. Sorry, but yeah, very impressed. I'm going to check some more Supertramp out at another time. So yeah, happy I picked that up. Crime of the Century.
I just want to point out, thank you, Uncle Meat, for finding the value of this single. So again, in the 90s, when vinyl was like, something you found in Grandpa's dresser, I paid $10, but look at the median price today. Thank you, Meat.
Wow. Okay, another one from my collection topper that I picked up, and I only got this for a couple of dollars, and that was The Cars Shake It Up.
Love this album.
Yes. Again, another band I don't really go to. And I have to admit, wasn't never a fan of these bands at all, even in the 80s. But when I met my wife, Kerry, she turned me onto this band. She was a huge fan of them. She used to have the Greatest Hits album, and she used to play it all the time. And it wasn't, and on this album, there was a lot of tracks on there you didn't hear all the time of, and I thought these tracks were really good. So I saw this for a couple of bucks, and I never had any of their albums either. So I thought, well, why not? And it's got Since You're Gone, which is great. That's a great track. That was a single here in Australia as well, but it didn't chart very high. And it's got Shake It Up, which I don't need to hear again. It's been played to death a bit. I'm Not the One, Victim of Love, Cruising, A Dream Away, This Could Be Love, Think It Over, Maybe Baby. And this was produced by Roy Thomas Baker, famous for the Queen albums as well that he produced. And a great sounding album too, especially on this CD. Very good. So yeah, I'm glad I picked that up as well. As I said, it was cheap in there. It was cheap and nasty, as they call it, but I enjoy this album a lot. Never had any Cars from my collection before, so there you go. That was The Cars Shake It Up.
Hey, Ash.
Yes.
If I may recommend a Cars album, my favorite is Candy O. Check out Candy O.
Yes, I will do. I will do indeed. And my last pick, now I picked this up because I went and saw the movie. I saw the movie A Complete Unknown, the story about Bob Dylan in the early days in the folk album. And so I went out and I picked up Highway 61 Revisited.
Nice.
See that?
Yeah.
You see that?
Nice find.
And I played this. I played this through. And again, never owned any Bob Dylan. Never been a massive fan, I must admit. And when I played this album, I thought, gee, I know this track. I know this track. And would you believe 5 of the tracks of this album I had requests for when I used to do community radio, which I did not know. So it's got the classic Like a Rolling Stone, which is a classic 60s song. Tombstone Blues, that's my favorite on this album. This is great. This is really good. Battle of the Thin Man's quite good. From a Buick 6. And the track Highway 61. Absolute classic. Great track. Probably one of the great albums, probably one of the in top 100 albums of the 1960s, I reckon. I've seen some polls. So, yeah. So that would be my last pick for this round, and that's Bob Dylan, Highway 61 Revisited.
We have Ash Bowen in the house. I'm just glad to see another dude named Ashley besides me. And Ash, we are happy to have you, my friend. Thank you for joining us today. All right, Johnny Metal.
All right. Well, this will be a quick breeze through. There's a band that I was first introduced to back in the 80s, but because they were more of a new wave style band, I didn't go that deep into them. But man, some of those early hits by this band just really, really connected with me. So I eventually had gotten their very first album, which I've had this one for a while, but it's just the rest of the stuff I'm about to show off was The Fix with their first album, Shuttered Room. I was always a fan of Red Skies at Night and and Stand or Fall, and songs like that. But man, there's some really good stuff on this album. So when a good friend to both of our channels, Davey Cretin and his girlfriend Tia, well, they're on Cretin Classics, and they're about to do their second episode was with Reach the Beach. So I'm like, well, I just wanted to keep going because I want to keep going on with these with this band. So Phantoms, Walkabout, live album here called React. Let's see, Calm Animals, Ink, Elemental. There's 2 other albums in between, and then there's like a couple of other odd compilations. One I got off iTunes because trying to find a physical copy is a little expensive, but I could get that on iTunes. The other I couldn't, and that was called Beautiful Friction. There's an album called Want That Life, and that one's really expensive on Discogs. But then this was their most recent album here called Every 5 Seconds. So I'm gonna start trying to really, I kind of like what I did with when John the Music Nut was starting to talk about Chris Whitley and the Smithereens. I thought, I really want to explore some of these bands, and the Fix has always been one of those bands I've wanted to really look into and check out, and I've just never did it. So thanks to Davey and Tia, I'm going to really start exploring this a little bit more. I should probably look into Cy Curran's solo stuff too. But another shout out to Davey's girlfriend Tia. She also has an animation channel, and please go check out her channel of stop motion and different animation. I had the distinct honor of getting to make a little bit of music for her recent video called Cake Shop, a ghost story. And, to me, honestly, when I turned it in, I thought I didn't know what she was looking for at first, but she gave me good ideas. I just thought, oh, it's probably going to like show up on a little radio piece or something, and it's just going to be like a little background. No, I was quite surprised. So I was very, very tickled, and that was a great accomplishment for me. So I wanted to thank her for that opportunity for that. Now, so please go check that out. Last thing I want to show off is another little Bandcamp thing, and it's by this artist that, again, you want to talk about maybe opening up the horizons to trying to listen to something maybe that's just a little different and just not something you would expect Johnny Metal to check out. And so when you feel like you want to just get a sound that almost kind of makes you feel like you're listening to, if Miles Davis was trying to create something for a 60s sci-fi show or an old Hammer horror movie of some sort, then I can't recommend this enough, because this really was a wonderful sound. And I'm going to talk about
Oh, wow.
And so here, let's just show them all off here. There's the first one open. Here is Stealth with Listen. And then there's I can't remember the name of this one. Mask.
Which is one of my favorites. Open and Masked are my favorites.
And then The Anatomy of the Recovering Brain. So anyway, I haven't had a chance to listen to all of them yet. I've only been able to listen to Open. But I'll tell you what, I very much enjoyed listening to that. The not, when you hear the bass clarinet, it's like you could just hear it in like the old Star Trek or Hammer, some of the old 60s horror movies or Hammer movies or something along that line. And it just sets such a cool mood and atmosphere. And so I was like, I've been meaning to get these for a while. You know what? I'm just going to do it and get them. And that way I've got them here. And so, yeah, I hope to finally listen to the rest of them. And these definitely sound like wonderful. These would have been, if I was still doing my UPS store gig and I was just like completely stressed out of my brain to where I wanted to shoot it out of my head. Yeah, this would have been something that would have been a nice chill ride home to listen to, as I have this stuff on my I think I have it on my phone, or I will be putting it on my phone. So wanted to give a little shout out to Dr. Catherine. I hope she'll get a good kick out of that. So
I must tell you, I guess I can say this. I don't know if it's a secret, but I've learned today that she's just been nominated for Woman of the Year.
Wow.
I'm very proud. This is her newest album, Anatomy of a Recovering Brain. It's called that because it's about people who have suffered from concussions, severe brain injuries. And my sister 5 or 6 years ago was in a car accident. She wasn't hit by a car. I guess that would mean bodily, but no, she was in a car accident and she had a concussion and she was unable to drive. She was unable to teach. She was unable to she's been fighting for 6 years. She's able to perform again. She's on stage again. She has a new job. But she's still suffering the effects of this concussion. Brain injuries take a long, long time to recover from. So that's what this album's about. But to add context, what my sister does is improvised music for the most part. This is not improvised. This was written by Frank Horvat. But for the most part, she does improvised music, and a lot of masked and a lot of open is like that. And she just got bored with conventional music many, many, many years ago. And she's like, screw that, I'm going to improvise. And so she gets together with other musicians and jams in the purest sense. She jams. And I remember going to see some of her earlier concerts, and there'd be like old ladies there at the university sitting and listening, and they'd be like, and I remember my grandmother once said to me, Michael, when is your sister going to start playing nice music? And my sister, she takes that as a point of pride. She's like, this music is not meant to be easy. Nothing about it's meant to be easy. And the bass clarinet is such a rich instrument. It's truly a rich instrument. It's made of ebony. She has a vintage bass clarinet. Modern ones are made of like a plastic resin. And they don't have the same resonance, but hers is vintage and it's made of actual ebony. Okay, so here's the story, guys. I haven't talked about this publicly. About a month and a little bit ago, my former co-host Len LaBelle, he did an episode with me on the band Brighton Rock, contacted me and said, Mike, I've decided to sell off a few hundred CDs from my CD collection. Sent me a whole bunch of photographs. I immediately started doing these little zoom in shots on the photographs and going, oh my God, that's Ezo, fire. And I was like, okay, so I'm definitely buying some CDs from Len. And then I started sending guys pictures of what he had for sale. So we are going to, oh, thank you, Meat. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Happy Easter, Meat. Thank you. I'm going to leave this on the screen in your shame. Len LaBelle is a guy I've known, not firsthand, but I've known him since high school. He went to high school with Bob Shipper, my best friend, and I didn't actually meet Len LaBelle until I started working at a music store called The Beat Goes On. But like I've kind of known him since high school. And I got together with Tim's Vinyl Confessions, Harrison Kopp, John T. Snow from Too Loud, Too Old Music, Jake Knott from State Farm. And together, we grouped together and bought a whole shit ton of CDs. And I'm going to make a video with everybody's scores and a little bit of like the logistics of mailing out, because John Snow ended up with 55 CDs and I didn't want a single case to break. The logistics of mailing out these parcels, the amount of bubble wrap that was consumed. But I'm going to reveal for the first time my side of the score. The only thing is, one of them is right over there and I have to go pick it up. So Johnny Metal, if you would, I'm going to go put you on the screen. Give me 60 seconds. Tell the people what is going on here on this channel next Friday at 7:00 p.m. And I will be back in 60 seconds. Go Johnny Metal.
Next Friday. Okay, so yeah, next Friday you get to see this ugly mug again on this wonderful channel. And it's going to be like the 100th episode of the Grab a Stack of Rock, if I am getting that all correctly. And I also believe this is going to be a live from the cabin episode. So that's a great thing to check out. If you've ever seen any of Mike's cabin shows, just the area out there is amazing. I would just like to just sit out there and just nobody would probably ever see me again. So how's that?
You're welcome to drop in. And yeah, that's the plan. We're gonna have Johnny Metal, we're gonna have Jex Russell and Harrison Kopp, which are basically the three main co-hosts that I've had for the last couple of years. Those guys have done more shows than anyone else. Okay, so Len LaBelle sold us a grand total of, I don't know, a couple hundred CDs. I'm not sure how many. I got Queensryche Empire. I think this is the 30th anniversary box set. This is a 4-disc set, 3 CDs and 1 DVD. I already had the 20th anniversary set. This adds the DVD Building Empires. It adds some single edits and things like that aren't really like huge big deals. John T. Snow also owns this box set. Single edits aren't a big deal to me as far as collecting, but you know, OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder, all that bullshit. What pisses me off, what really triggers my obsessive compulsive disorder, is that the 2 CD 20th anniversary set, the smaller one, has 1 B-side that is not on this one. I think it's a live version of The Mission. Yeah, I don't see that one here on the bonus tracks. It's the live version of The Mission. So you kind of have to keep both. And that kind of pisses me off. You know what I'm saying? But what we get here is the original album, a disc called Concealed Empire bonus tracks, which were with radio edits, acoustic versions, remixes, live at the Hammersmith Odeon, November 15th, 1990, and the DVD for Building Empires, all in one handy dandy box set. Have not listened to it yet because I also have these 2 huge stacks from Len LaBelle. And let's take a look at them, shall we? Let's start with this. He sent Tim and I both 2 discs each, mystery discs. Mike, not sure if you have these. Enjoy. Len. Let's find out. Len's been waiting to find out for like 4 weeks. Because if you can't do something on camera, then what's the point of doing it? Okay, so there are 3 discs in here. Okay, wow. Okay, I do have all 3 of these. So these will end up going to someone else. But this one is not easy to find. The Black Sabbath, The NDP. If I'm not mistaken, for a while, this was only available at their shows. I got my copy from James Kalin, who saw Black Sabbath live on the Farewell Tour. This is 4 songs that didn't make it onto the 13 album, plus 4 live tracks. Seasons of the Dead, Cry All Night, Take Me Home, Isolated Man, God is Dead, Under the Sun, End of the Beginning, and Age of Reason. 2 tracks recorded live in Hamilton, Ontario, just down the street from me. 1 track from Auckland, New Zealand, and 1 track from Sydney, Australia. So thank you. This is a valuable CD as far as I'm concerned. I don't know what it goes for in Discogs these days, but I know that people were having trouble getting it. Roger, I didn't say you. I'm going to have to consider where these are going. This is a cool one. Metal on Ice. Sean Kelly, who was a guest of mine on my old show, The LaBrain Train, put together this compilation of new versions of Canadian classics. Heavy Metal Love featuring Brian Vollmer from Helix. Metal Queen featuring Lee Aaron. On the Road to Rock featuring Nick Walsh from Slick Toxic. Hey Operator featuring Carl Dixon from Coney Hatch. More on Coney Hatch in a moment. Don't It Make You Feel featuring Darby Mills. Keep the Spirit Alive featuring Russ Dwarf. And a brand new original song by Sean Kelly, Metal on Ice, featuring Brian Vollmer, Lee Aaron, Nick Walsh, Carl Dixon, and Darby Mills. This accompanied his book, Metal on Ice. And finally, we have the CD single for Def Leppard, When Love and Hate Collide. And this is the 4-track version, which is the more desirable one. This one includes the Armageddon remix, the original demo version of When Love and Hate Collide, which is the very last recording of the late, great Steve Clark. He recorded the guitar solo on this version of When Love and Hate Collide. This is not the only place you can get it. You can get it on the box set as well, but this is the first place, and for a long time, the only place you could get that demo. So, thank you. Hi, Elder. How are you doing? So I have 3 CDs here that I'm very grateful to Len, but are going to go on to another music lover, and I don't know who, but that's cool. I would be curious if somebody would look up Black Sabbath The End for me on Discogs. Okay. Thank you. Okay, moving on. I have only got The Right to Rock by Keel. Well, not anymore. Now I also have The Final Frontier by Keel. I don't think I know any of these songs. I don't recognize them. But I also got another Keel album, Larger Than Live, which is half live, half studio. And on the live side, yes, we get Rock and Roll Outlaw by Rose Tattoo.
Yeah.
On the we also get The Right to Rock, and I don't know any of these other tunes. It's like finding Keel on the shelf. Good luck. It's not going to turn up very often. So to get these 2 rarities, these 2 kind of lesser known Keel albums from Len, amazing. Similarly, Autograph, Missing Pieces. This is kind of like their 4th album. It wasn't released as their 4th album, but it's a lot of songs that were recorded as their 4th album. I only have a few Autograph albums. I only have Loud and Clear. I need the other 2 still. So I've heard this is good. I'm really cool. I'm really excited to hear it. And there's a good picture of the band, the original lineup of Autograph right there. I think there's a couple members that are no longer with us. I know Kenny. I know he's gone. For some reason, I never managed. I forgot about the new King's X, 3 Sides of One. I have all the other King's X albums, so it's kind of weird that I missed this one. So thanks to Len, we have rectified it, and I have the new King's X, or the most recent King's X, I suppose. New to me. It is 2022, so shame on me.
Yeah.
This was a long-awaited album. Long time coming. And
Mike,
then for Johnny...
But real quick, what did you need to know about that Black Sabbath thing?
I'm curious what it's worth on Discogs these days.
Now it's just a cardboard sleeve, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm seeing people selling this thing for $65, $204, $75. Yeah, it's
wow.
I don't think this is not something. It's like 8 tracks, correct?
8
Season
tracks.
of the Dead, right? That's how many's on it, right? It's like 4 live tracks and then 4 studios or something. Yeah,
dude.
Yeah, for sale anywhere starting at $65 and up.
Holy shit! Sorry, pardon me. I shouldn't say that on Good Friday. Wow, Len LaBelle. Len LaBelle. What a kind. So, like, I don't want to tell you how much I spent, but he cut us a serious deal on these CDs, and it cost like Jon Snow like $80 or something like that to mail him his 55 CDs, and it was still worth it to him. Wow. Okay, so I'm gonna have to do something very special with these excess CDs. We'll have to figure that out at a later date. But Johnny Metal, hey, Accept. I never got Humanoid. I never got Humanoid. Now I got Humanoid. This is Accept's most recent album, I think 2024. Yeah, 2024.
Yeah.
I know what you're saying about how there's a certain kind of sameness that kind of creeps into these albums. Having said that, I do like oh God, what's his name now? The singer.
Mark Tornillo.
Mark Tornillo. I do like Mark Tornillo, and even though we only have Wolf Hoffman left as the last remaining original member, I do want to keep supporting Accept. Now, this is another Johnny Metal CD. Maybe you should tell me about this one, Johnny Metal.
Tall Stories, yes. Tall Stories, yes. So the singer here is Steve Augeri, who would go on to sing in Journey for a little bit. I can't think of the albums he's on off the top of my head. The other 3 are essentially they were other studio musicians in the New York tri-state area, and they all got together in 1990-91 and they recorded this CD. So think a very melodic Journey style, AOR kind of style, but not quite Journey. It's a great album. I was going to try to see them opening up for Mr. Big. And unfortunately, by the time I got to the venue, I thought I could still get in like a cover charge. And no, that doesn't work that way. In 1992, I didn't know any better. And yeah, so I missed it, but I got that CD and we listened to it. And I was absolutely probably one of my top 10, 15 albums. I absolutely adore the album from beginning to end.
So I believe it was you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It was you who said, yeah, I see Tall Stories in that photo. That's a good album. So I did it. I bought it because of Johnny Metal. And oh yeah, that was Roger found, just as an aside, he found a mint condition complete copy of the Pink Floyd Shine On box set at Value Village for like peanuts. Okay, so I mentioned that I interviewed Sean Kelly on my old show, The Little Brain Train. Here's somebody else I interviewed on The Little Brain Train, Jason Bieler from Saigon Kick. And I was missing two Saigon Kick albums that I want, including the debut, and I also would like their third album, Water. But basically, I got into Saigon Kick because I had this opportunity, thanks to John Snow, who was watching earlier, had the opportunity to interview Jason, and that was really cool. It turns out that I like Saigon Kick. So I'm looking forward to checking out this album. I can't remember the name of that big single. What You Say, I think it was. Does that ring a bell, Johnny Metal? What You Say, was that the big Saigon Kick single from this thing?
I don't know that album that much. I know the one with the Love Will Find a Way, but
oh, that's a great song too.
Yeah, I'd never really listened to Saigon Kick that much.
Okay.
So,
and here's some more information on Steve Augeri there, his 3 appearances with Journey. And if you want to learn more about that. Yeah. And if you want to learn more about that, I did about a year and a half ago an episode with Tim Derling on the complete Journey discographies. Good band, Ashley. Kind of a mixture between hard rock and the new alternative music sound that was coming along in the 90s. In the 80s, Lenny Wolf from Stone Fury had the bands called Kingdom Come, and I had the opportunity to get the 3rd and 4th Kingdom Come album. There was no more band. I should stop the German accent. There was no more band. It was Lenny Wolf and some studio cats, and Lenny playing almost all the instruments and even a few guitar solos. Hands of Time. I really like this album. It's fantastic. It's a little softer than what I'm used to from Kingdom Come, but that's okay. Nothing wrong with that. And I have not played the 4th album, Bad Habits, yet. But these cannot be easy to come by, just finding them in the wild on a store shelf. Funny enough, I was so enthused to get. Oh, thanks, Ash. Very underrated band. I was so enthused to get these 2 Kingdom Come albums, and Johnny may remember this. Martin Popoff recently was kind of raving about their 2nd album, In Your Face, the one with the speaker on the cover. We did it for the Contrarians episode on stereo equipment on album covers, and he kind of raved about that. So I looked up. And it turns out Kingdom Come have a box set, a 3 CD box set with a whole bunch of bonus B-sides. So ordered. But I was
going to say, I have that box set. I just don't know. I just have to go back and figure out where it is. But I do have that box set that you're talking about.
Cool. Well, I'm looking for. Thanks, Roger. I'm looking forward to checking it out. I mean, if Martin says it's good, then it's got to be decent. Here's an album that I missed back in the day because I was kind of over the band, but this is an album that has got continued respect over the years. The 3rd Warrant album, Dog Eat Dog. I haven't played it yet except for Machine Gun, which I love. It's got a great riff. It's really cool. And unfortunately, Warrant, they were just not. It was the wrong time. If this album had come out in 1991 instead of 1992, it could have had the potential to be sort of like a Motley Crue level success, I think, because bands were going heavier. Jason Bieler and Pat Badger had a band called Super Transatlantic. That was awesome. Thank you for the tip. That's cool. Thank you. Here's a band that has ties back to Gene Simmons from Kiss. It's House of Lords. Come to My Kingdom. I'm not familiar with this album at all. I think it's their 4th, but I'm not certain. No, can't be. It's 2008. Well, maybe it could. I don't know. Who knows? Basically James Christian, the singer, he's the only member left. And I don't know. Some of these I bought just because it's like I saw them in the photo and it's like, oh, I collected that band. I really don't even know if the album's any good. Now, speaking earlier of our good friend Peter Kerr from Rock Daydream Nation, he's here on my shit right there. How you going, Johnny Klauser? Here's a band. He just interviewed the guitar player, I think, or is it the bassist? Lauren Molinaire on Rock Daydream Nation. Lauren Molinaire from Little Caesar. This is their debut, produced by Bob Rock. And up until now, I only owned it on cassette. So this is my first time owning it on CD. When I was... when this came out, I remember their cover of Chain of Fools was sort of the big single, and it was I didn't care for it, but the album is better in my opinion. Melissa Nee in the house. Thanks for joining us from the bathroom. The accents are so bad.
The lovely mental picture there.
I mentioned Sean Kelly from Coney Hatch. Here's another Coney Hatch. Caramel. This is Andy Curran from Coney Hatch. This album is from 1997, so you can kind of guess what it sounds like. It's a more kind of, but there's a pop punky influence coming in there with the more streamlined melodies, the more simplified licks. It's an alternative sounding Andy Curran album. I don't know why I bought it. It's not rare. It goes for like $1.29 on Discogs. I will probably play it once and review it and then never play it again. I guess for the Coney Hatch and Andy Curran collection. Oh, I'll save that one for last. The aforementioned Fire by Ezo. This is their second album, and I have not played it yet. I've only played the title track. As Johnny Metal knows, I'm a big Loudness fan, and the lead singer Masaki, right there, he was the Loudness lead singer in the 2000s. Oh, sorry, the 90s.
90s and 90s and
yeah. After Mike Viscera left the band. And actually 2 members of Ezo ended up in Loudness. I believe, I'm not sure
I think
which
the drummer.
one.
I believe it was
the drummer, and I'm not sure which guy it is. I think this guy is the drummer.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. But anyway, this is a band also with ties to Gene Simmons. He produced or released their first album, something like that, executive produced, something. Yeah. But I really like Ezo, and their stuff is so hard to come by. This one is the only one that Len charged full price on. He asked $60 for Fire. But the rest of them were so dirt cheap that it was like, I feel like there's a Bart Simpson quote from The Simpsons where he sees a sign that says 100 tacos for $100, and Bart goes, 100 tacos for $100? I'd be stupid not to do this. And that's how I felt when I bought these CDs. Like some of these, I'm like the Caramel, I may only play it that one time. And happy Easter and Passover to you, Melissa. I really appreciate you taking your time out on your valuable washroom break. Here's one that was a steal. The late, great drummer, Cozy Powell.
Right.
Polydor years. Now, I already had this one here on vinyl. That one is called Over the Top. I already had it on vinyl. But now I have it on CD with a ton of bonus tracks. The original album was 7 tracks. This extended version is 15 tracks. Then we get Tilt. And we get Octopus, and I did play the entire box set, and I recall really liking Octopus in particular. Don't ask me for any specific impressions anymore because, gosh, that was like a month ago. But again, like, how can you say no to this? It's just a steal.
Not.
Getting close to the end here.
Yeah.
Michael Sweet from Striper. Yeah,
Wow.
Really good. And this is another one. I don't know what it goes for in Discogs. Johnny Metal warned me that it was a little bit softer than Striper. But you know what? It wasn't that much softer than Striper. It wasn't out of the ballpark of Striper. There's a lot of songs on here that could have worked with Striper, and then a lot that wouldn't have. But this is Michael Sweet's first solo album after leaving Striper in 1991, I believe. This album is from 1994. And I liked it. I did. Getting close to the end. Actually, this is the last one, and then there's one more CD to show. Glass Tiger, great Canadian band from Newmarket, Ontario, still together today, still gigging. Alan Frew is a awesome lead singer, originally from Scotland, and this album was produced by Tom Werman because they were going for a more hard rock sound. So if you like the more hard rocking sound of Glass Tiger, oh, and for the very first time, we have Michael Lefebvre, aka the 80s Metal Man, watching. Thank you, Michael. Really appreciate it. Okay, and final. This is the last CD of the weekend, and a little album called Reflections of My Life. Yeah, it's by that guy right there. And he looks
gosh.
exactly the same now. Now that he's shaved, he looks exactly the same. And I got to say that I'm not kissing ass here. This surprised me. Johnny has written some nice songs, some reflective
Thank you.
songs.
Thank you.
There's some rocking songs on here too.
I had nothing to do with some of those though. Other than playing guitar, I didn't write
Okay,
them,
well,
but I just played on them. So
I enjoyed listening to this.
thank you.
I was sorting my CD collection a couple of weeks ago, and I had this on in the background, and I enjoyed listening to this. And as he mentioned, he played some really nice music for Tia and Davey Cretin on their animated special Cake Shop, and it's a fantastic little animation. And I'm working hard on getting Davey and Tia on Grab a Stack of Rock to do an animation special with Harrison, because Harrison also does stop motion animation. So as far as I know, they're all into it. They all want to do it. It's a matter of scheduling, because Davey Cretin worked crazy hours. He does not work normal hours. Well, that's it, boys. Let's wrap up. Let's take a look at these comments. Cozy, says Henry Wright. Again, we have Michael Lefebvre in the house for the very first time ever. Roger Stevens, what the fuck is Cozy? Cozy Powell.
Don't say that around Butch Jones.
Yeah. Rainbow, yeah. Black Sabbath. He was in the Anno Domine box set that came out recently. TVC, buddy. Oh, you know what? TVC. I didn't show these. Tim gave me these. Out of the goodness of his heart, Tim gave me 2 April Wine albums.
Good ones.
Wow.
Especially the Nature of the Beast.
I'm kind of overwhelmed here. There's been so many comments, but I kind of just forgotten what we were talking about. That's all. Most of the time, what you're seeing here is just me covering for sheer confusion. Yeah, and the Jeff Beck stuff is really good. I must highly recommend the Jeff Beck stuff. And yeah, we're just wrapping up here, Tim. Thank you so much for joining me, though. Happy Easter. Good Friday. Whew. Okay, so one more time. The administrative stuff. Next week, next Friday, 7:00 p.m., Grab a Stack of Rock. Johnny Metal will be back. We are doing our 100th special. Jex Russell will be in the house. Harrison Kopp will be back with us, and we'll be celebrating 100 episodes. We've got some really fun stuff and some surprises lined up. I can't wait to do that. And Ashley would like to hear it. So there you go. Gentlemen, what do you have coming up on your channels? Starting with you, Ash.
Couldn't honestly tell you to tell you the honest truth, but I'm uploading all content all the time. I'm converting lots of old videotapes over and some old discs over and that. So yeah, please check out the content. It updates daily, and yeah, you never know what I'll put up there. So please check it out. Check out Ash's Concerts and Video Showroom. Thank you.
There you go. And I can vouch for that. He's got some rare music videos that he's gotten off VHS tapes and concert footage as well. Now, Johnny Metal, you are going to be on hiatus soon, but you do have a few more things coming before you do.
Yes. So let's see. So I've got, let's see, Monday, I'm going to be doing another episode of Mortification Mondays, that little episode where I talk about Jesus metal band from Australia called Mortification. 2 more episodes left to go of that, and then that series will be over. Then Monday night, me and the man, the myth, the legend, Uncle Meat will be getting back together, and we're going to talk about the what we thought of WrestleMania, since that is this weekend. We did our pre-show prediction show the other day, and so we're going to see what the see how well our predictions came out. Then I've got album track ranking A through Z. I only got 3 more letters to go, and then that series is done. And there is one other show besides joining you next week, Mike, that I will be recording on the 28th. So that'll be that's on another channel. I'm going to leave that as a surprise. I don't want to give anything away just yet. So I'll keep that. I'll keep that quiet. But yeah, that's that. Once I'm done with that, then yeah, I'm taking my music corner is going to be kind of taking a little hiatus from stuff for a little while. You might see something pop up just randomly, but there's just some life stuff that I want to take care of and want to do. So that's the reason for the all is good. Yes, I look a lot cleaner looking now. I look about 20 years younger. Maybe, I don't know. But anyway, it was that's what I got. So enough of my rambling.
By all means, still like and subscribe to my Music Corner, because that way you will get notified when he does do some content.
And please look back at all the other old stuff I've done that I've been a part of. There's a lot of fun stuff, series and things I've gotten into. So there's plenty of good content, as is Mike, as is Ashley, as is Cretan Classics, as is Rock Daydream Nation, and 100,000 others. I'm sorry, keep going.
All right. Well, this is Peter Kerr from Rock Daydream Nation, and I just want to say, how you going? And I should stop doing that. He's gonna catch me one day. He's gonna catch me, and I'm gonna get in so much shit. And yeah, You're the Priest on Johnny Metal's channel.
Terrible.
It was fabulous. It was really terrible. Okay, so boys, thank you so much. Happy Easter, great Good Friday to everyone. Blessings and glad tidings. Have a safe and happy holiday this long weekend. As you know, we always like to go out on a song, and I've been choosing between two here. One of them is a Paul McLeod song called Down on the Streets that I like a lot. But as Johnny Metal said, next week we are planning to be back at the Cottage. It'll be the first Cottage show of the year for our 100th episode, which is really, really nice. So why not do a Cottage video? This is a song by an East Coast band called Sandbox. And the interesting thing about Sandbox is their lead guitarist, Mike Smith, is better known as Bubbles from the Trailer Park Boys, but fabulous musician. This is a drone shot video of where I'm going to be next weekend when we do our 100th episode on Grab a Stack of Rock. I hope to see you then. Happy Easter. Take care. This is Curious by Sandbox. See ya.